When I was little, I used to believe that anything was possible. On a snowy Christmas Eve, I would wait up for hours to hear the bells of Santa's sleigh. I believed in magic and miracles, and looked at the world as only a child can. I was lost in a world of fantasy, some may say delusional of reality, but I knew it was real. I knew it was possible. Reindeers could fly, Santa was real, magic and fantasy were real, if you believed in them. Then I grew up, and like most kids, I stopped believing. I learned the harsh realities of life and started putting a wall around my heart. I still believed in love and romance, though, and threw myself into a fantastical fairy tale relationship, the kind that the cheesy Hallmark movies are made about, the kind that sweeps you off your feet and it always ends with a kiss at the end with the falling snow. Then I learned the hard way that my fairy tale was not real either, and that magical romances mostly happen in the movies. I had this vision for my life, and no matter how hard I tried, I never seemed to get there. And believe me, I tried. So I became bitter. I lost the magic, that childlike wonder, the fantasy version of what I thought life was. It became lonely and difficult, and I fell into a dark place. But every once in a while, I hear her, the voice of that little girl reminding me that magic exists. She calls to me during the season to remind me of who I am. Most days I ignore her. I tell her, "Look around, have you seen the news lately? The world is going to hell. Nothing about this Christmas season is like it should be. It seems like the whole world is at war, and songs of peace on earth make me cry right now. Peace on earth seems like it's a pipe dream, and it's hard to believe that this world will become better for the generations to come." But I recently sat and had a conversation with Santa and Mrs. Claus and asked them what their favorite part about being that role was. They said the joy it brings to children when they light up and believe in magic. They have to be quick and come up with answers for millions of questions that the children ask. And for a moment, I remembered that child within me and believed in magic from long ago. Somehow, she was still inside of me, wanting to believe in a better world for humanity. I'm also reminded of a story from long ago, of a mother and father traveling miles and miles while she was with child, and no one would take them in. The conflict in the Middle East right now is so familiar. People haven't changed much. Most of us are just asking for shelter, clothes, food, and water, a safe place to have a child. And many children are being born amidst this conflict, and trying to keep them safe has become difficult. Humanity must learn to offer kindness to one another, especially in the midst of conflict. The majority of humanity wants peace, but those that create conflict and war keep us in this never-ending cycle of violence and hatred toward another. When will it stop? We must be the change we want to see. But as long as we have children who still believe in magic and still use their imagination, that world still exists. We hear the cries of children living in places that are not protected. They want a better world. We all want a better world. Instead of wishing and hoping for it, let's make it happen by honoring our inner children, by believing in that world again. I know it sounds so cliche, but it is so powerful. We can be the change that we want to see in the world. At Christmas time, we are reminded of peace on earth and goodwill to men. But why don't we show it to a stranger? Why don't we help lift each other up instead of putting others down? Love each other a little bit more this Christmas time. And maybe, just maybe, we can believe like we did when we were young.